There was a legal limit of 40 lashes, with additional rules ensuring one less, just to be safe. They were delivered in 3 sets of 13. But the Romans said no limit, and they obeyed no such law when they whipped. Those laws were made exclusively for non-Romans. These whips were made with oxide straps that were attached to wooden handles, and the leather thong was knotted with bones, tooth, and shards of zinc or iron or bronze. These were perfect for taking chunks out of flesh from the bodies of its victims. Victims experienced disfiguring lacerations, the loss of eyes, the exposure of veins, the exposure of muscles and sinews, and even bone. In war books, Josephus proudly notes that he had a handful of Galilean rebels whipped until their entrails were visible. Roman historians report that flagellation victims, people who were flogged, commonly died of blood loss and shock. The idea was to beat them within an inch of their life, leaving them with just enough strength to carry their own cross to crucifixion, which finishes them off. Jesus Christ was stripped naked. He was tied to a low post so that his flesh on his back is loose and easily ripped. Or he was strung from a high pillar so that his tight flesh would split upon contact. Roman floggings or whippings were not limited to bare back, but they could range from the neck and the shoulders to the lower back, to the buttocks, all the way to the soles of the victim's feet. None of the 4 Gospels go into detail, but we may assume that Jesus took an above-average beating. In moments, he will be unable to carry his cross, and the crucifixion will cause death to be sooner. Jesus Christ was unchained from the dreaded pole. Already, he has not slept through the night. His face was swollen from previous punches, and his flesh of his back now hangs in the shreds. It is like 9 a.m, and the whole gang of the Gerasene comes out of their barracks to bid farewell to their latest victim. Then they dressed him up, in a purple robe, set a crown of thorns on his head, and they put a staff in his right hand. Upward of 600 Romans knelt down and saluted and taunting him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And then they rose up and they spit on him. They pounded him on the head with a staff. Roman mockery is well documented in history. And Jesus Christ is just one of the untold victims to endure the shame and this abuse. Once they had their fun, they took off the royal purple robe, they put on his own clothes, and they led him out to be crucified with 2 other criminals, political revolutionaries. Jesus is too weak to carry his own cross from the flogging and the beatings for very long. As they leave the city, Romans forced a North African named Simon of Cyrene to carry Jesus' cross as they headed for that notorious hill.